Hello all, good evening. Welcome back to National IAS Academy. Dear students, this is our 11th class. So far, we have completed around 10 classes covering 100 most important topics, and in today's class, we shall cover next 10 most important topics. So all those 100 topics, please make sure that you revise regularly and make important notes based on keywords out of it. And eventually, after the completion of 15th class, I shall be revising all those 150 topics as a whole in a marathon session. So do not worry about that. And please make sure that you revise all those topics on a regular basis, because these 300 topics are specially handpicked by our experts and team members. And we hope to get at least maximum number of questions from these 300 topics, at least all those questions which are based on current affairs. Right. So with that being said, let us begin today's class. Today we shall look at the topics from 101 to 110. Right. So first one is Unakoti sculptures. See, it was in news because a story titled, a book was released which was named all about Tripura's Unakoti, the Angkor Wat of Northeast. So this Angkor Wat is a famous temple of Cambodia. It is a South Asian country. So this Unakoti sculptures which are present in the state of Tripura, which is located in the northeastern part of our lovely India. So these sculptures actually resemble those sculptures which are located in Angkor Wat. This was the context. So let me tell you both about the Unakoti sculptures and Angkor Wat. See, this Unakoti sculpture has got its own mysterious stories behind it. So it has got some Puranas backed story and as well as some recent archaeological based evidences. First, let's talk about its location. Unakoti sculpture, they are in the state of Tripura. They are in the state of Tripura. Please note this, because UPSC has a tendency of asking those important places which were in news in the past 1 year in match the following kind of questions. So Unakoti is in Tripura. What is it famous for? It is famous for its sculptures. Please remember, all these sculptures are carved on a single stone. First, let us understand the meaning of Unakoti. What do you mean by Unakoti? Does it sound familiar? See, Koti in Kannada, it means 1 crore. Although it is not a Kannada word, but Koti, since I'm from Karnataka, so it becomes my responsibility to tell about the meaning of Koti. So Koti in Kannada means 1 crore. In that way, you can remember the intricate details of this topic. So Koti means 1 crore. It is actually a Bengali word. Unakoti means it is a Bengali word which means 99,99,999. Unakoti means 1 less to 1 crore, which means 99,99,999. What are these? These are stone sculptures, which is 99,99,999 stone sculptures are present in Unakoti, that is, which is located in Tripura. So what does the Purana say about this? See, once Lord Shiva was traveling to Kashi, which is a holy site located in India. So while traveling to Kashi, he wanted to take some rest. So the sunset happened, and so it was hard for him to reach Kashi during the night times. So what he did was, he along with his followers, there were 99,99,999 followers of Shiva who were various gods and goddesses. So Shiva was not traveling alone. He was in fact traveling with 99,99,999 gods and goddesses. So he wanted to rest for a while, that too during the night time. So he halted in this particular place, which is located in this state of Tripura, during his journey to Kashi. So before going to sleep, Shiva warned and told all the gods and goddesses that everyone should get up sharp at 5 o'clock in the morning. So there was no time during that time. He said everyone should get up and be ready before the sunrise. So all gods and goddesses nodded their head with yes and went to deep sleep. They were obviously tired and they went into very deep sleep. sunrise happened, and when Shiva got up and he was about to leave, he looked back, and no god, or no goddess was awake. So he felt bad and immediately gave a sharp. He gave a sharp saying that each of you become a stone sculpture. So with that, all those 99,999 gods and goddesses immediately turned into rock sculptures. And please remember, there are exactly 99,999 rock sculptures in this particular Unakoti area, which is located in the state of Tripura. Right? So this is how the various stories say that these rock sculptures came into existence. So this is about that. But archaeologically or logically speaking, based on various carbon dating techniques, it is estimated that these rock sculptures were built during 8th to 13th centuries. Between 8th and 13th centuries, these rock sculptures were built between 8th and 13th centuries. Alright, so this is how these rock sculptures came into existence. So this is the significance of this particular Unakoti sculptures, which is located in the state of Tripura, and the context was a book named all about Tripura's Unakoti, the Angkor Wat of Northeast. So this Angkor Wat is a famous temple which is located in the country of Cambodia, which is a southeast nation, and the sculptures here in Unakoti resemble those sculptures in the temple of Angkor Wat. So this is all about the context, please remember. Moving on to the next topic, it is about Mangarh massacre. Mangarh is a place in Mangarh or Mangarh. It is famously pronounced as Mangarh. It is a place in the state of Rajasthan. It is a famous place in Rajasthan. Right. Please remember, this massacre happened with the Bhil community, who were uneducated, poor, and those involved in bonded labor activities. So this massacre never ever received the kind of popularity or the sympathy that the 1919 Jallianwala Bagh massacre received. Please remember, Jallianwala Bagh massacre took place in the year 1919. We all know that, and we all remember. But even before this, that is 6 years ago, similar or even deadlier massacre happened, which unfortunately is not mentioned in any of the textbooks, nor is remembered on a regular basis. Even these people sacrificed their lives, although the reasons might differ, but it was all because of the wrath of the British people or the British Empire. So today I'll briefly tell you about the Mangarh massacre, the leader who led the Bhil community against the British, and what was the reason behind it. Alright, so Mangarh massacre took place in the state of Rajasthan. It is concerned with the Bhils, which is a famous tribal community. They exist even now in various states such as Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, and even few parts of Karnataka here and there. What happened during the beginning of 20th century or the end of 19th century? These people got frustrated with the British Empire or British administration. These Bhils were mostly involved in bonded labours. They worked as bonded labours. For years together, they were not given any option but to work for the landlords or for the royals as a bonded labor. This is how their entire generation used to go. They did not have any other option. As soon as a child is born, he or she would definitely be taken into the royal's house or the landlord's house for various household activities. So this is how it was being carried out. But later on, a social reformer known as Govindagiri was born. He too initially for nearly 8 years worked as a bonded labor. Then later on he started realizing that this is wrong. So with this, we are never going to grow. With this, even our children die malnourished, and we can never get proper education. We can never get proper food, and we end up in this vicious cycle for life. So after getting to know about this vicious cycle, he made it sure that he wants to, or he will be coming out of this cycle, and he'll also get all his people out of this cycle. Right. So the main immediate reasons, immediate triggers were one, they were not paid proper salary. They were just in the name of salary, they were given food, that too once a day or twice a day, and their land were taken by various landlords and even the British community. And third one, they were not given the rights for entry into forest to get help from various forest resources. So all these three reasons gave immediate trigger for this Bill community to rise up against the British Empire in arms. So following this, in the year 1913, this Govindagiri, who then was revered as Govinda Guru, until then he was Govindagiri, and once he started leading the Bill community against the British, he was given the title Govinda Guru. From Giri, his name was changed to Guru. So from Govinda Giri, he became Govinda Guru. So he led all the Bill community. He led all the Bill community against the British in a place known as Mangarh. Mangarh is a small, tiny hamlet located in a deep jungle. So around this Mangarh place, there were trees and hills covered. So what he did was, he brought all those bills into this particular area and announced that they'll not be working as bonded laborers anymore, be it for the royals or be it for the landlords who are from India. Somehow British royals and these landlords did not accept this. So they offered various other things, or they told him that he'll be given some superior position in the community. So for bringing all those bills back to the work, he never accepted or he never paid heed to those offers. Somehow he started leading the war. But what happened during 1913? Exactly on November 17, 1913, November 17, 1913, that is 6 years before the Jallianwala Bagh massacre, all bills assembled in a place known as Mangarh. Around 1,50,000 bills assembled in this particular place under the leadership of Govinda Guru. British initially warned, they gave some ultimatum which was not paid heed to. Then eventually on this day, that is November 17, 1913, British attacked all those people who had gathered in this particular place, which is Mangarh. So official figures indicate that, official figures say that around 1,000 to 1,500 people were killed. But according to various other historians or researchers, more than 10-15,000 people were killed in this brutal attack. Since there was no newspaper, no committee set up, and nothing followed up after this attack, so there is never official number which was revealed. But as per the official estimates of British Empire, 1,000 to 1,500 people were killed, and that too British had to do this in defense of their lives. So this is how they have portrayed it. But unofficially it is said that more than 10 to 15,000 people have been killed in this massacre. So we feel that it is the right time for the government of India to recognize this massacre on the lines of Jallianwala Bagh massacre and include it in all the school textbooks. Right? So Mangarh massacre, it is related to Rajasthan state government, Bill community and Govinda Giri, who was later known as Govinda Guru. Right? Okay. Next, Angkor Wat Temple. I told its location is Cambodia. It is located in the country of Cambodia. So it is famously known for various temple structures. This Angkor Wat is one large temple which is spread around over 600 acres. So this Angkor Wat is one temple, whereas Angkor is the name of the city. Angkor is a name of the city which is located in Cambodia. So here in Angkor, there are multiple temples, around 200 to 300 famous rock cut temples are there with ultimate structures. Among them, Angkor Wat is the largest temple, and along with Angkor Wat, the whole of city is considered to be a UNESCO World Heritage Site. All those temples in the city of Angkor together have been classified as the World Heritage Site by the UNESCO. Right. So the context which came this thing into news is recently our External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar announced that India shall be funding in the redevelopment of this Angkor Wat temple. India shall be giving away some finances or helping Cambodia in terms of finances to redevelop or rebuild the lost glory of this Angkor Wat temple. This is necessary because just imagine the world's largest Hindu temple is located outside India. So during those times, when it was built, these temples had were the keepers of Hinduism, Buddhism, etc. So recognizing that particular tradition or legacy, India has now decided to fund for the reconstruction work of this temple. All right. So yes, it was built during 1431, around 13th to 14th century, you can say. So it was built during 13th to 14th century, right? Okay. So this is the temple. Next, we have some news related to Sant Tukaram. What was the context? In 2022, in Pune, which is in Maharashtra, a temple dedicated to Sant Tukaram was inaugurated, and that temple is called as Shila Mandir. Why it is called as Shila Mandir? In just few minutes, I'll tell you. But first, please remember the context is in 2022, a temple dedicated to the 17th century Bhakti poet or saint Sant Tukaram has been inaugurated in the state of Maharashtra, that too in Pune, and the village where it is located, or the exact place where it is located, is called as Dehu, and the temple is called as Shila Mandir. Alright, he was a famous Bhakti Kavi, and he composed various dohas and some poems famously known as Abhangas. So when someone incidentally questioned the authenticity of all his knowledge or the authenticity of these Abhangas, what Sant Tukaram did was he went on to sit for a protest at this particular place. Dehu is his birthplace. So there was a stone in his place. So Sant Tukaram, when someone questioned the authenticity of his Abhangas, what he did was for 13 days he went to this place and sat on a stone. So that Shila where he sat later on became the place of worship, and at that place now Shila Mandir has been built, that is located in a town called as Dehu, which comes under Pune's district, that is Maharashtra. Alright, he is famously associated with the Vakari cult. The Vakari cult considers the rock where he meditated for 13 days to be holy and a center of pilgrimage. Alright. Next, we have some article, some current affairs article related to Lachit Barphukan, who belonged to Ahom dynasty of Assam. Why he was remembered? An idol of Lachit Barphukan has been inaugurated recently in the state of Assam. So that was the context. But in exam, what you might be asked? See, those important personalities who were in news directly or indirectly, questions will be definitely asked based on them. For example, in the year 2022 prelims, the UPSC had asked a question on Ramanujan, because previous year, Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi had inaugurated a temple dedicated to Ramanujan, and idol was also inaugurated, which was located in the city of Hyderabad. So based on that, a question was framed on Ramanujan. Likewise, this year you can expect question on Lachit Barphukan. Who was he? He was a famous tribal leader of Ahom kingdom dynasty, and he is famously remembered for his Saraighat Battle of Saraighat, which took place in 1671. Please remember, his name was Lachit. His name was Lachit. Barphukan is the title or the position he held. It is the name of the position that he held in the Ahom dynasty. It literally means Senadipati or a kind of minister. So Barphukan is the name of the designation that the anyone who is working in Ahom dynasty at that particular position would definitely be called so, or will be getting. Whereas his name was Lachit. So what happened was, during 14th to 16th century or 14th to 17th century, this Ahom kingdom was kind of independent. But somehow threats were always there from British dynasty or even from Mughals. So every time they kept on intimidating these kings, and they kept on threatening them, and they threatened to acquire more and more lands or regions belonging to the Ahom dynasty. So it was all going on good, but in the initial years of 17th century, that is 1660s, they attacked and grabbed lands belonging to various Ahom kings or the Ahom dynasty. So following this, their leader Lachit Barphukan, what he did was, in the year 1671, at a place called as Saraighat, where the Battle of Saraighat took place, he directly confronted the Mughal army with his guerrilla warfare techniques. Guerrilla warfare. He had to resort to these techniques because he knew that his strength, or the Ahom dynasty's strength, is nothing compared to Mughal dynasty, the mighty Mughal dynasty. Mughal dynasty had lakhs of soldiers, thousands of cavalry or elephants. So it was never easy for these persons or these people to come in direct contact with or confront them directly, face to face. So what he did was, he used his famous guerrilla warfare techniques. So it is mainly used by various tribal leaders. They sit on various trees and hide themselves behind the trees, and when the right time comes, they all of a sudden as a surprise attack on their enemies. So this is how they'll get upper hand, because they know the local place and they are very familiar with the local regions. So this gives them the upper hand, although they are not having a modern weaponry or the size compared to their enemies. So using this guerrilla warfare technique, Lachit Barphukan was successful in defeating the Mughals. And this took place during the Saraighat fight, or the Battle of Saraighat, which was held in 1671. Alright, so Barphukan was knowledgeable about the humanities warfare, and also he knew few things about the famous holy book of Christians, which is Bible. Alright, so this is about Lachit Barphukan. Next we have Raja Ram Mohan Roy. Context is, recently the Ministry of Culture held an inauguration ceremony to honor Raja Ram Mohan Roy on the occasion of his 250th birth anniversary. 250th birth anniversary is the current affairs context. Current affairs context. Please remember this. Alright. So let us look at some various facts which are very relevant for UPSC point of view, that to prelims point of view. I have listed all those important points on which question can be asked. See, first of all, Raja Ram Mohan Roy, he is famously known as the father of Indian Renaissance. The father of Raja Ram Mohan Roy, the father of Indian Renaissance. He was born in the year 1772 in Bengal Presidency, that is in Radhanagar. Alright, so he represented Akbar II in England, where he pleaded for his pensions and allowances. He was a famous orator, and that's the reason Akbar II gave him the title Raja. Previously he was called as Ram Mohan Roy, but Akbar II, after he represented him in England, where he pleaded for his pensions and allowances, by getting impressed by those acts, he gave him the title Raja, and after this he came to be called as Raja Ram Mohan Roy, or else Ram Mohan Roy was his original name. So when it comes to social contributions, he is seen as a crusader of women rights, because he stood against the practice of sati, and because of his efforts, the abolition of Sati Act 1829 came into force. And he also pleaded for the right of inheritance and property for women. Long before India got to independence, if there was someone who advised or who advocated for inheritance rights or property rights of women, then it is Raja Ram Mohan Roy, my friends. He also fought against polygamy and child marriage, which were prevalent back then. And he supported women education because he believed that only education would fetch women equal social, financial, and all kind of status with on par with men in India. So organizations he is associated with, he started Atmiya Sabha in 1814 because to crusade against idol worship, meaningless rituals, and superstitious beliefs. He spreaded the monotheistic ideas. And also in 1817, along with David Hare, he founded the Hindu College at Calcutta. Right. Next, the Calcutta Unitarian Committee, jointly founded by William Adam and Rajaram Mohan Roy in September 1821, sought to bring together prominent Brahmins who were friends of Roy's and supporters of his agenda for the promotion of religious, remember this, monotheism and social reform. He also created the Brahmin Sabha in the year 1828 with the help of Debendranath Tagore. In 1822, he set up the Anglo-Hindu school which taught mechanics and Voltaire's philosophy. Next, in 1825, he started the Vedanta College where Indian learning as well as Western social and physical sciences were taught. Next, following that, in the year 1830, he assisted Alexander Duff to set up the General Assembly's institution, which later became the Scottish Church College. So if you look at the famous literary contributions of Rajaram Mohan Roy, you would see Brahminical magazine started in 1821, Sambat Kaumudi, a Bengali weekly, started in the year 1822, Mirat ul Akbar, a Persian journal, Tawfat ul Muhawaddin started in the year 1804, then Vedanta Ganta started in the year 1815, then came the translation of an abridgment of the Vedanta Sara in the year 1816, then Kenopanishads in the year 1816 and Ishopanishads in the year 1816. So that is about Rajaram Mohan Roy. Then we have next important personality who is Aurobindo Ghosh. Why was he in news? Because a 53-member committee was recently formed by the Prime Minister of India to commemorate Sri Aurobindo's 150th birth anniversary, which took place in the year 2022, which means he was born in the year 1872, that is on August 15th. Alright, he was an Indian patriot, yogi, seer, philosopher, poet, and a poet who advanced the idea that spiritual development eventually produces divine life on earth, not after life, but spiritual divine life on earth when you are living. Alright, so on December 5th, 1950, he passed away in the state of Pondicherry. So here are few important key facts related to Sri Aurobindo. First one is he was a yogi, seer, philosopher, poet, and Indian nationalist who propounded the philosophy of divine life on earth through spiritual evolution. So from 1902 to 1910, he took part in struggle to free India from the Empire of British, and he founded a community of spiritual seekers in Pondicherry in the year 1926, and it was named as Sri Aurobindo Ashram. He was very much influenced by the American Revolution, revolts in Italy, and the medieval French revolts against England, and this made him realize that India also should be an independent, free country, a country filled with freedom and liberal thought process. For that, what needs to be done? British have to exit India. So this was his intention. Then he attended Congress sessions at the same time and helped establish the Anushilan Samiti of Calcutta in 1902. Please comment in the comment box who founded the Anushilan Samiti. Anushilan Samiti was founded by which person? He and his brother revolutionary Bharin Ghosh contributed articles to the magazine Jugantar, which inspired many young people to take up revolutionary work, particularly when it was required the most. He was also a journalist editing newspapers such as Bande Mataram in May 1908. Aurobindo, he was arrested in connection with the Alipur conspiracy case. In 1914, he started publishing a magazine called as Arya. He also wrote copiously, and his greatest literary achievement was Savitri, which is an epic poem with about 24,000 lines. He also developed a kind of yoga called as integral yoga. So Sounded like too many facts, no? Don't worry. Immediately after this class, you can download this PDF. The link to PDF shall be given in the description box below. Do not worry about the volume of this particular article, because you need to know each and every even minute fact also related to significant personalities, especially when those significant personalities are in news. You can definitely expect question from any angle. All right. If it was so easy, then everyone would have cleared prelims. So it is difficult for a reason. That difficulty should be overcome by studying like this. That is in this format. Next, his theory of nationalism is different because it is based on the Vedanta philosophy. Vedanta philosophy, you should be knowing, it is the Ant of Vedas, the end of Vedas. Right? He declared India that Mother India, which represented the united power and Shakti of millions of her children. So Mother India represented the infinite energy of her people. He said that the village should retain its autonomy and self-government. So the foundation stone for 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Acts was in fact laid down by Aurobindo Ghosh back then, before even India got its independence. All right. So Bankim Chandra, Bal Gangadhar Tilak and Dayanand Saraswati all together developed the theory of nationalism in India, which is based on the Vedanta philosophy. Right. Next, we have some news related to Dara Shikoh, because recent excavations have been going on with respect to the grave of Dara Shikoh by Ministry of Culture. He is thought to be interred in one of the about 140 Mughal family graves scattered across the Delhi's Humayun's tomb complex. Please remember this. To identify this particular grave or burial, a committee has been constituted and the Archaeological Survey of India has been undertaking the task. So who was Dara Shikoh? He was the eldest son of Shah Jahan, the famous emperor Shah Jahan. His eldest son was Dara Shikoh. So he was killed after losing the war of succession against his brother Aurangzeb. He is called as the liberal Muslim because he tried to find commonalities between Hindu and Islamic traditions. So he is seen as liberal Muslim, right? So he translated Persian. He translated the Bhagavad Gita into Persian as well as 52 Upanishads into Persian. According to Shah Jahan, after Aurangzeb defeated Dara Shikoh, he brought the latter to Delhi in chains, and in front of all the citizens his head was cut off and sent to Agra fort, while his torso was buried in Humayun's tomb complex. Because of power, they went to any extreme situation. So all they needed was power, be it brother or be it his parents. It did not matter a lot. So all they need was power. Right. So if you look at his legacy, he is described as one of the greatest free thinkers of that particular time, and he realized the greatness of Upanishads and translated them, which were earlier only known only to few upper caste Hindus. Right. So because of this translation, this inspired a lot of free thinkers today, even inspiring the famous thinkers like the former United States President Barack Obama. Some historians argue that if Dara Shikoh had ascended the Mughal throne instead of Aurangzeb, could have saved thousands of lives which were lost in the various religious clashes. So he was the total antithesis of Aurangzeb. This is the best part. Dara Shikoh is termed as the antithesis of Aurangzeb. Right? Next, it's about Dadabhai Naoroji, who is called as the Grand Old Man of India and also the unofficial ambassador of India. Between 1892 to 95, he served as Finsbury's central representative in the British House of Commons as a member of the Liberal Party. All right. So here are a few important terms or points related to the Grand Old Man, that is Dadabhai Naoroji. So he was closely involved with the Indian National Congress since its early phase. He also served as the first Indian member of the British Parliament. This is a very important point. And his first agitation in 1859 concerned the recruitment to the Indian civil service. And in 1865 and 66, Naoroji helped found the London Indian Society and the East Indian Association. These two organizations sought to bring nationalist Indians and sympathetic returns on one platform. He also served as the secretary of East India Association, and during that time he traveled across India, all India, to gather funds and raise national awareness. In 1885, he became vice president of Bombay Presidency Association and was also nominated to the Bombay Legislative Council by Governor Lord Ree and helped form the Indian National Congress. He was also the Congress president thrice. First is in the year 1886, that is, he was the second president of Indian National Congress, then in 1893 and then in 1906. In 1893, he helped form an Indian Parliamentary Committee to attend to India's interests, and he also became a member of the Royal Commission on Indian Expenditure. He is famously known for his theory, which is called as drain of wealth theory, which disseminated the knowledge on how India was being looted by the British because of their greeds. And he proposed this drain of wealth theory in his book, which is Poverty and Un-British Rule in India. Poverty and Un-British Rule in India. Right. Next we have BB Lal, a famous personality who was in news because he recently passed away, and he was the former Director General of Archaeological Survey of India from 1968 to 1972. For a period of 4 years, he served as the Director General of famous Archaeological Survey of India, which is functioning under the Ministry of Culture. And his key contributions include he was the principal archaeologist of Rama Janmabhoomi site, and he has done a lot of study on archaeological sites connected to the Hindu epic Mahabharata and also Harappan civilization. And as a result, we today know several facts related to painted Grey Ware sites which were found in the upper Yamuna Ganga Doab and also Indo-Gangetic divide. Alright, so he has participated in a number of UNESCO committees and is also well known for his opinion that Babri Masjid or Babri Mosque, which was destroyed, once had a temple-like structures beneath it, and as a result in 2021 he received the Padma Vibhushana. So he's the recipient of Padma Vibhushan. In the year 2021, he was awarded the famous Padma Vibhushan. He recently passed away, and that's the reason he becomes important. So BB Lal was a former Director General of Archaeological Survey of India. Alright, so that was it for today. I hope all those topics which I discussed today are very, very important, and please don't forget to revise and keep revising regularly. See you in the next class. Take care, and if you've got any doubts, please don't hesitate to ask those doubts in the comment box below. Thank you so much. See you in the next class. Take care. Bye-bye.